If you ever felt like you don't have discipline or you don't have willpower, you're just not a motivated person to go out and do big things, well, turns out it's actually not your fault. And you can, I know it sounds crazy. I know it sounds crazy to say that it's not, you're just born lazy or something like that, but you're really not. And the reason why I say that is because there's this concept called decision fatigue. Now, the easiest way to explain it is that your brain can only process a certain amount of decisions per day. And once you reach that limit on decisions, you will choose the next easiest option. Our brain has to make about, I believe it's 35,000 decisions per day, just between let's say I want to walk forward, if I want to turn right, if I want to eat this, if I want to put on this shirt, if I want to change the temperature on the shower handle, there's just so many different things going on in our brain that it's almost impossible to comprehend that we're actually humans and we have this ability to think and have this many thoughts. But the easiest example of this is actually from Mark Zuckerberg. So Mark Zuckerberg, he wears the same clothes every day. And that seems kind of weird, right? He wears the same outfit. He always wears I believe it's a gray sweatshirt and just a pair of jeans. But he does that for a specific reason. He does that because he is a billionaire running multiple companies, and he needs to have as much brain power and creativity as humanly possible. So if he were to wake up in the morning and try and figure out, do I want to wear a gray top with blue pants? Do I want to, come up with these different outfits? That would be a waste of his time, and he would already put himself back 100 thoughts, something like that. So that's one example, right? He does that for a reason. And I actually started to incorporate that in my own life, just doing simple things like wearing the same similar outfits, blacks and grays, so I don't have to think as much. Eating the same meals. Like for lunch, I always eat the same 2 meals. It's like fruit, eggs, or, sometimes Greek yogurt. Dinner, same thing. It's always a meat and a good carb, maybe some good fats. But that basically allows you to automate a lot of things in your life. You get to automate that. You don't have to spend as much time thinking about it, because when you think about it, you tend to, if you have to think about it and it requires a certain amount of brain power, you're going to naturally cave and choose the easiest option. Like if I had to come home and I didn't have any dinner plans, I would just order takeout or Uber Eats because it's the easiest option. Another example of this, they did it with judges. They found that judges, if you are on trial, like let's say I committed a crime and I'm on trial, if I had my trial in the morning, I would be more likely to not get a harsher sentence or even get a sentence at all. And that's because the judge, they have to make decisions throughout the day. And by the time the judge gets to the end of the day, they're ready to go home. They just want to be done. They don't want to hear your story. And if you're guilty or innocent, they're just going to choose the easier option, which is just to say you're guilty or you need to pay a fine. So that's the same thing. And going back to my very first point, you're not undisciplined or you don't have willpower. It's simply that you're making too many decisions. You have so much going on. And when you have so much going on, you need to just find a way to choose the best option that allows you to stay consistent. That way you don't resort to the easy option. Don't be like the judge. Do you see what I mean? So if you think I skipped a workout today. Well, did you ever come to think that, you skipped the workout because you just went through a whole long day of work. You work 8 hours. Now you go to the gym, but you got to put your gym shoes on. You got to figure out your workout plan. You got to get to the gym. Now you got to realize there's all these people around the gym. So you're not lazy. You just think about how hard that is after you've done all these things during the day. You're feeling a little bit tired. Maybe you got bad sleep. So all these things stack up. That's why a lot of people they work out in the morning, because it's the first thing you have to do. You have this unlimited willpower in the morning because you haven't made any decisions. So just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Am I making too many decisions? Am I trying to figure out too many optimizations when I could just make things simple? Same with your meals, right? Can you find 2 to 3 meals that you just know you can cook up in 15 minutes? That way you have no excuse. Like all my meals take like 15 minutes to make. And you could do the same thing. Just, go out and find a meal plan that works for you. Find foods that you like and actually enjoy. And then that way you stay consistent. You don't have to rely on these like will yourself to do it. You know what I mean? Just want to share it with you guys. Super important. It's helped me a lot, and I know it'll help you out. So, peace.